Hey guys, Steve Welch here with your fact of the day. A lot of you guys know that I work right next to Nashville International Airport. I'm also a private pilot, also a drone pilot, and I love it when it comes to pretty much anything about aviation, and I even worked for a major airline in the past. So wanted to kind of point out something that not everybody knows, but it's actually very interesting about airports, runways, and how they number the runways. So if you consider, like I said, I'm right here, you'll see a plane come over top of us here, but if you consider the way that they number runways, they actually take the direction that you are heading and they drop off the last digit. So basically, I mean, if you're heading, you know, due west, right? So 270 is the compass heading to head due west. Well, they wouldn't have you land on runway 270, they have you land on runway 27. So they drop off the last digit. Now, I will mention that if you're going on to like runway 090, which would be the opposite side, and I'll talk about that here in a second, but they don't tend to go runway 09, they tend to go runway 9. So they drop off if there's a 0 in the front and make it a single digit. So, and that is pretty much true all the way across the board, right? So if you have the runways, you've got two names for each runway. So the same piece of pavement actually has two names, and it's based off of the actual direction that you are flying when you go to land. So we'll talk about like Nashville International. So Nashville International, you've got three runways that are parallel, and I'll talk about the difference here, but you've got a runway that's heading 020 roughly, and that's runway 2 that's heading there, or coming back over, it's technically 200, so it's runway 20. Now, when you have multiple runways that head the exact same way, they'll give them a letter beside it, right? So like I said, Nashville's got three runways, they're all parallel, and actually have four runways, but we're talking about the three runways that are all parallel. You have two left, two center, and two right, which are exactly what you think they are. But oddly enough, if you turn it around the other way, the runway that is two right is 20 left, because it's how you look at the runway, right? So now what if you have more than three parallel runways? Well, then what they tend to do is take the closest digit to the next one up and go from there. So if a runway might be like 28 left, 28 center, 28 right, and then the next one would be 29. So it might be the same general heading, but they've changed that number to avoid confusion, because they're not going to have two left or something like that. So that's exactly the way they do it. And here's the other thing, when they're talking to ATC, you don't go, I'm landing on 2C, or I'm landing on 2L or 2R. It is 2 center, 2 right, 2 left, or 20 center, 20 right, 20 left. You will talk about the runway with that full designation in there. You don't actually shorten the runway. So now Nashville also has 3113, right? Which is, you know, 310, 130. So 3113 is the runway that actually crosses a bunch of the other runways, and Nashville has that one. So like I said, so it's really interesting to actually know that if you look down and you look at a runway, now, like I said, and it's based off of compass heading. So if you look at a runway and you think you're heading 270, and you look at a runway and it says runway 16, you got the wrong one runway. Or for maybe your compass isn't calibrated right, or whatever, but it should roughly match your compass heading. And now here's something else that's interesting. So what you've got when you look at the Earth is there's all these diagrams that'll show you how the magnetic poles work on the Earth. But what some people don't know, and another part of the fact of the day, is that the magnetic compass actually varies. So the spot of the true north and the magnetic north are not the same. So when it says, you know, that you're heading straight north, yeah, probably not, because you're actually heading towards magnetic north, which is usually offset. So now here's your kind of thing to that, is that over time, that true north, or sorry, that magnetic north can actually wobble some, and it can actually change positions as you are. And I got another plane coming in behind me here. I'll kind of get it where you guys can see it here. But as the Earth changes, the magnetic north also changes onto where it is, and we'll kind of look up there. A little Spirit is up there, bright yellow plane, pretty easy to figure out. So if the magnetic changes, like I said, they're trying to guide you to where your compass heading is right. So what if your compass heading was 161, right? So your runway 16, and then all of a sudden, you know, or not all of a sudden, but over time, the magnetic pole changes and you're 159. You could leave it at 16, and sometimes they might, but they could also go and say, you know what, based off of now it's 155, we're switching it from the 161 moved to 155, so we're going to change this runway number to 15. And airports sometimes will have their runway numbers actually changed, so that is something that is really interesting too. And the last bit here, I will also point out that if you're heading due north, it's 0, right? So you start at 0 due north. A runway will never be runway 0. The runway would actually be runway 36. So 360 and 0 are the exact same thing. So if you're heading on runway 36, the other runway would be 18. That's what's behind you. So 36, 18. Same piece of pavement, different directions on the same runway. It won't say 0 and 18, just so you know. But just making you a little bit smarter than what you were yesterday. Steve Welch with your fact of the day. Hopefully you guys found that entertaining, and definitely like and subscribe. I appreciate every one of you guys that subscribes, and I'm going to have a bonus in there for some of you guys that do here going forward. So make sure you subscribe, and you're going to have a little something extra coming for you, most likely in a contest I'm going to do here coming forward. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.